This video explains the scripts option, which allows you to fax the current screen to the selected physician. Faxing a document to a physician is very similar to emailing the document because using our system and a predetermined faxing company, you're essentially going to be using email to send a fax to the physician's fax machine. Now, we've already determined that the patient has given permission to send private health information to their physician. So in order to send this or any other document to the physician, you have to make sure that things are set up properly. First of all, you'll come here to the FAX service field, and after you've determined who you want to work with for faxing, then you'll enter the appropriate letters right here. In this case, I use MyFax for HearForm, and you'll choose eFax or MyFax or MetroFax or whoever you decide is appropriate. Make sure that's set up properly there, and you'll see why that matters in just a minute. You also want to assign a fax number to a physician initially. So let's take a quick look when we set up our physicians. I'm going to come over here to the second dot actually, and then go to my setup area here. So when I set up this doctor, I not only put in their phone number and their email address, but I put in their fax number right here. So it's important that you have that ahead of time. Notice this one ends with 4652. So now let's go ahead and go to any form. We already have the ability, just like with email, to fax a number of forms and letters, reports to physicians, but you may be on a form that is not necessarily, there's not a faxing button for you. So you can just go to the desired form under the patient's name and then come up here to scripts number 14. Takes a moment, but it will notice the 4652 number is right here. And what this essentially does is it puts a number 1, the physician's area code and phone number, and then it adds the @myfax.com or @efax or whatever you've set up properly. And doing that will use your email client to send a document through MyFax in this case right to the fax number of the physician. That way you don't have to dial a phone number or use a fax machine yourself. Let's take a quick look at that document, and that's really automatically filled in as a PDF. So the quality of the fax is often very good because you're not having to scan something or print it out as a fax, that sort of thing. So it's really easy to do. Just go choose the appropriate form or letter that you want to send to the physician by fax, and make sure that you have a fax number assigned to that physician, and make sure that you have permission to be able to send information that's private health information on behalf of that patient.